Okay, another thing to do with your playing cards. All right, let's get into it. I thought I would use some painty papers for this occasion. Okay, so we're going to pick one out. These are ones that I made. One of the things I love to use painty papers for is to decorate things like this. I like this, right? I like that for this. And I like this. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, oh my goodness, my cat was in here for like 4 seconds. Now I'm covered with cat hair. We are going to glue a card to this, and you probably want to use a wet glue. I use Aleene's tacky glue. The bottle that I like is in my house because I sometimes go on glue benders while I'm in the house. But then this one, like the lid doesn't, doesn't cooperate nicely. So sometimes it dries a little bit in there, and the first, inch of the glue is really thick. So we're going to glue this. We're making little notepads. Okay, we're making notepads. So I also need a spine, and a lot of times I cut chipboard. Then I said, you know what? Why not use a card? Because I have how many playing cards? Instead of going to try and hunt down a piece of packaging. Not like I don't have a ton of it, but I'm doing that. I'm doing playing cards. Okay. Now I have this handy dandy little tool. I'm just kidding, I don't. That I got from Amazon, and I will leave a link down below because it's awesome, and it's for helping you with measuring spines. So I want to make sure I get this so you can see what I'm doing. You can see what I'm doing. So what you do is you line it up, okay? And then it gives you a nice space in between your cover and your spine bit, because if you had them up too close together, the book won't fold right. Okay, it'll be too stiff and it won't fold. Okay. And you want to make sure it's lined up pretty good. And then you move it to the next side and you put down your other cover, right? Now, these little tiny books probably don't need this big of a gap, but it will definitely, so maybe I'll close it in a little bit, but it definitely helps to guide you with having a gap, because you still want a gap there. I didn't bring my water down again, y'all. I've got coffee, but sometimes you just need water. Now, please remember, all of my painting papers are on repurposed paper. So that is why I don't have these pretty clean sheets of paper that I turn into painting papers, because my purpose for painting papers is to use up some of the trash. So then we're going to fold it on one crease of the spine, okay? And then fold it on the other part of the spine, crease of the spine. And look at this, we have our own little notepad, right? It's upside down, but hey, you know what? The writing underneath the paint is upside down. I don't care. I don't really care. So then, I have this book, I have this bag that I used to, make notepads. Sometimes they look like this, if I didn't make them with playing cards. And I use all scraps. Here's one of my old playing card ones, see? Look at this. Old playing card notepad. And they're super easy. Oh, look, I have some more in here. These were with scrapbook. This was the scrapbook paper bit. They're a lot of fun to give out as gifts. Like these, I'm going to have to cut some because I didn't have any papers that were cut. So we're going to grab some different pages for our little notepad. Right? I always like to make sure there's a good amount of lined paper in there. This is thick. This would be good for a cover piece. You can never go wrong with some kind of a ledger pad. And you don't want a ton of paper. You don't want to stuff it. You know, you just want enough. Just enough. Oh, we can't go wrong with packaging paper, right? And throw in a few more yellows. Okay. Let's go ahead. Can you even see? Yeah, you guess you can see what I'm doing. I have to like keep checking because I don't know. I don't usually throw painting paper scraps, but since these are so tight, actually, I'll keep the bigger one. Oh, I'm so pathetic. Okay. So, let's go ahead and put these in together. Very nice, inexpensive type thing. Y'all, there is one fly in here. He is making me insane. He's been in here for a few days. Like, you think he'd croak by now. But no. He's got to be flying around in here. My allergies have been so bad the last, like, couple days. Oh, my God. Yesterday, I'm, like, working in here, and my nose was just a faucet. Sorry if that's TMI, but hey, it's real life. Real life includes boogers. Put a yellow one. Believe it or not, I do not have a ton of paper scraps right now. I don't have a ton of them, except for small scraps. Other than that, I don't have a ton of paper scraps. So I'm glad. I had this bag of this project from a long time ago because I made a bunch of these to put in packages, first of all, that I was shipping in Happy Mail. And when I was doing craft fairs, they were a nice little, you know, $1 or $2 item that you could put on your table. So it wasn't like people were spending $50 billion. You know, you only had, it's not like you only had high-end expensive items. You had some lower priced ones too. Not like a lot of people buy. I never had any luck selling junk journals or any kind of handmade books or paper crafting things. I don't know if it's just me, but I stopped. Well, luckily the pandemic started, so I didn't, there weren't any craft fairs, you know, but I also stopped going to them. I'm going to do that. Mainly because I just, you know, nobody was buying, so let's see. Let's figure out where we want to cut this. Grab a pencil and make a line. I want to cut it before that. I am not going to be able to cut. Hey, look at that. Put a whole bunch of them in wrong. I'm not going to be able to cut through 50 billion layers, but I could probably do one side at a time. I could get my cutter. You know, you could get your cutter out and do it. That's also fine. And no, your edges aren't going to be perfect, but it's a little scrappy notepad for, you know, your purse and whatnot. So it's okay that it's not fine. It's just to jot things down quick. Little simple note. Now, two things that I need when I am binding a book. Pokey tool and binder clips. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of center it in my spine here. Okay. Now this does not need any kind of fancy stitching. Okay, 2 holes. 2 holes will do it. One at the top, one near the bottom. Don't poke yourself. And a needle. This is my beading kit, but I have a lot of, I keep a lot of my other needles in here, so my bead needle kit. Grab your whatever you're using. I like these twines because they're, you know, colored. They add a little bit of fancy. And you could have your knot come out on the outside or the inside. There we go. Screw that right up. I like them to be on the outside. I think it's cute having the little stringy dingies. And then if you want to string some beads or a little charm on the ends, you know, it's just a little, one more little decorational thing. This is going to be a complicated mess, isn't it? Okay. There we go. Go in from the outside. Very simple. Unclip your binder clip so that you can move this around easier. Pull it nice and tight. This frickin' fly, guys. Why won't he die? All right, so there is our little journal, our little notepad, and we have got these. I printed these out, right? And yes, I know I could have just put one word on each line, but I printed out a whole bunch of things at once, so it worked out very nicely. Okay. So we will cut this notes one. I gave myself plenty of room so I can die cut it if I wanted to. We're going to just tear them. We're going to just have some ripped edges on this here. I don't think I have any ink, so we're going to improvise. And here is something I bet you never thought to use to improvise with, but I use eye pencil. Okay. Just scribble lightly right along the very edge. Okay. Then the oil from your finger gives it a nice smudgy look. Okay. See? So just like inking those edges. Sometimes I put a little flower, like die cut or something, behind it. I don't have anything right here. And there you go. Our little playing card single signature notepad. It'll lay flatter once everything dries and settles into itself, but there it is. So this is not my idea. I got this idea from Shelly at Crafting Mamas many moons ago, and I just started making them, and I just been making them ever since. So another way to use up some playing cards, make them into notepads. Hope this was helpful, and I hope you go out and make some. Ta-ta for now.